There we go. Hey everybody, I have the music up a little bit more. Once we get some few people in here, we'll still get started with some Dogecoin talk, Bitcoin talk, and talk about the general market here, okay? Just give it a few seconds here. Loki really wants to get a treat here, as you guys can see. Let me wait one more second. All right, I think we should be good for a few minutes or so. All right, hope you guys are all having a good day. As you guys can see, Loki sees a couple treats that I have on the table for him, and he's being very what would you call it, impatient when getting those treats. But I hope you guys are all doing okay. I got my NFT Seattle hat on. I haven't worn it yet, and it's like all nice and white, so I thought I'd mess that up by wearing it today. So I'll be wearing it for part of the stream. The event already happened, so I'm not promoting them or anything, but hope you guys have all been doing good. And hey, Jonathan, Jordan, Thomas, hope you guys are doing good. Ken, hope you guys are doing good as well. And the two other people, sorry, Loki's on my hand right now, so I can barely see. Okay, I can't see, but for everybody that's joined the stream now, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's get started with Dogecoin and Bitcoin here, but before then, we can give Loki a treat, okay? Loki. Oh, all right, you're gonna come the backhand way? That's pretty sneaky. I called him out. He didn't like that. Okay, yeah, but I hope you guys are all doing pretty well. Let me go over here. All right, so let's get started talking about Dogecoin and all the other good stuff coming up here today. There we go. All right, so guys, dude, you can't just keep on asking like that. He's getting more and more excited lately, like because he hasn't been outside as much because it's been raining. Way more puppy energy coming out. And hey, Starscream, happy to see you. And hey, Wilder Studios, hope you guys are doing well too. Okay, so let's talk about Dogecoin here. We're about to finish. I will toss you two treats over there. There you go. All right, he's really excited about treats today. Oh, and hey, Joker, there you go. That's what I was missing. So guys, as we look at Dogecoin right now, you can see it still has a very decent level of support over the I missed streaming yesterday because I got busy with helping my sister out with some stuff because her car messed up. And hey, Hannon, oh my gosh, this dog, you guys can't see this dog right now, but he's just like, yeah, he wants to play with my hand. So here's the magic word when it comes with Loki and him not listening. All right, you ready for it? Hey Loki, do you want to take a... Oh no, he already knew what I was going for. But okay, everybody, let's go back to Dogecoin. All right, so Dogecoin is still, it's still doing okay so far. It's still managing to hold. We do want to see it manage to break above. Hey, relax. Hey, relax, relax, relax. Okay, relax. Go upstairs. All right. But anyway, sorry guys. He is totally amped up right now. I don't know why. Okay, but this is what's going on with Dogecoin. Sorry guys. So we're still in a very strong position right now. The weakness that I see with Dogecoin would really start to appear if we broke down below the 20 moving average, specifically on that 4-hour chart. If you guys remember what we talked about a few days ago, and thank you very much, Hannah King, for the donation. I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you guys remember what we talked about on Saturday, when we actually had this drop over here, I told you guys it would be most likely a good opportunity to buy anywhere from 11 cents to 10 cents or 12 cents to 10 cents if you guys felt like you guys could be okay with holding it under 12 or buying under 12 cents and holding it if it did go down to 10 cents. Well, look what happened. We actually found a pretty sturdy level of support around 11 and a quarter. You want to go take a bath? Yeah, sorry guys. All right. That the bath word should get him out of there. But Loki's he's energetic, as you guys can see today. And hey, Miss K. So guys, this is what I see going on at this moment in time. As long as we can really stay above that 20 moving average, specifically on the 4-hour chart, I do think we have an opportunity here to try to have a bounce and then try to retest the highs we experienced a few days ago around that 14.5 to 15 cent level. If you guys have bought anything up at these levels, that's what you guys are hoping for. I think the ultimate stop loss for a large majority of you guys right now is probably somewhere along that 10-cent range, right? That's going to be that one level from the Fibonacci extension level. That's usually where we end up, scaling out or starting to scale it. If you guys missed out here, especially if you guys bought the breakout, you're not scaling out here, you're scaling out here and then here, right? But at this point, we've already had a smaller breakout and we're kind of still looking at that breakout right now. Strong move. Let me go over to the 15-minute chart so you guys can see, right? So we've officially broken out of that downtrend, and now we're looking more at a gradual uptrend. This is not an aggressive uptrend. Right now, everything is gradual, and we're just waiting for a big pop to take us off. So, you know, just so you guys know, I told you guys under 12 cents, under 11 cents would probably be the best opportunity. If you're looking to buy it now, you still can, but I just don't think that risk is really there for a lot of you guys, because what you guys are going to be hoping for the next few hours is, I would say probably next like 8 to 10 hours, is you're hoping for one of those large pumps that comes out of nowhere, something like this, or something like this, or it can even be something as small as this. You just want to see one of those pumps that comes out of nowhere and it really pushes up Dogecoin back up to that resistance level, and that'll get eyes looking back on it again, and more people are excited about it, and you'll see money try to push it back up above that resistance level up here towards 15, 16 cents, primarily 16, 16 and a half cents. After that, I do think you'll probably see a bit of a pullback unless we can manage to have another larger move like we did from here to here. All right, that was a huge pump up, and you can see how we're having to consolidate a lot longer than if we were just to you know, have a smaller breakout, like smaller resistance like right here, right? Smaller move up, you're chilling out for a little bit less time, or for less time, excuse me. This one we're consolidating for a while, which is fine. Usually the longer the consolidation, the better the breakout, and I think we've all been waiting for a breakout with Dogecoin over the past few days here. Any other levels that I think are kind of important for you guys just to pay attention to: if you guys are going to be doing any day trading, since there's a lot of liquidity in the markets, you can get in and out of positions very, very easily. You might want to add on just one more Fibonacci extension level if you guys want to. It could look something like this, or I think more people might just be using this low, this high, and this low right here. Both are going to work perfectly fine for you, honestly. Both are showing you that resistance level right here. If you guys do want to be more excited about Dogecoin, which I think most of us already are, you're just looking for higher lows. Higher lows, that's all you're looking for. You look at the 4-hour chart, right? We just want to keep on moving higher. Higher lows would be appreciated as well, but we already broke that cycle here over the last 4-minute chart, over the last 4 hours, excuse me. Okay, now a few other things that you guys may be looking at here. And hey, Skull Guy, hope you're doing well. What's over here? Doge on Mars still pumping up. Look what's happening here on the 4-hour chart as well. We've been talking about these 20 moving averages. We're looking like we may have an opportunity to pop up here as well. If we start breaking down below these 20 moving averages on the 4-hour charts, that's where I personally start getting a little bit more scared. You guys know my opinion. I would have already started scaling out of Dogecoin, Sheeb, all these types of plays here after they've been bouncing. But a lot of you guys are more aggressive than me, and I totally understand that, completely understand that. So what you guys are hoping right now, especially for Doge on Mars has an opportunity to go parabolic, and by parabolic, I mean just get back up here to test out these levels of resistance. Let me see what that would actually be from a percentage standpoint. Another 12%. That's a pretty nice move. So that's what you're looking at for Doge on Mars here. We would like to see some news coming out of Elon, Dogecoin, Twitter, whatever. And that could be the catalyst that really helps us out here. But I don't know how much more news Elon is going to make, so we're kind of just waiting on that news to kind of act as a catalyst, if you guys are thinking about this from a technical term, to really blow us up here. The other one that's kind of going okay is Sheeb. This one hasn't been going up as much as Dogecoin, but it's still been a very solid play if you guys like it. You can see some of these resistance levels have been working out fairly well. This one did not, but this one did, because we actually had a really strong move up here. And there you can see where we initially had that hold up right there as well. But right now, as far as Sheeb is concerned, let's actually go to the daily chart. We're just having some hiccups with the 200 daily moving average. What makes it so interesting here, especially going on to this week, is whether you guys are trading Dogecoin, Doge on Mars, Sheeb, or Bitcoin, a lot of those plays, you guys can tell that everybody's starting to get a little bit more worried about what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing on a Wednesday. Tomorrow, the Fed minute starts, and I mean, we're not going to really be covering it all too much on Tuesday, but when Jerome Powell comes out and formally does his rate hikes, that's when we're going to be mostly paying attention to what's going on. I believe it comes out around 5:30 a.m. Wednesday, so that's very early my time. I will try to be awake, and I'm pretty sure I can be, as long as I'm not passing out too much from the night before. And then we'll be watching Dogecoin and Bitcoin probably both at the same time here. And then at the same time after that, or while that's going on, you guys know me, I'll have a CNBC or a Fox Business stream running. You guys won't be able to hear it until the rate hikes come out. I'll plop it on the screen, and you guys can either hear somebody talk from Fox Business or from CNBC explaining what the rate hikes are. And then once Jerome Powell comes out to give his press conference, give a talk, yada, 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 we'll be able to try to figure out and parse his words for what that means, right? It's going to be a very difficult thing to parse that guy's words, but we'll see what effect that actually does have on the markets here. Now, going over to Bitcoin here and the general markets, if you will, Bitcoin still having issues really surging above this Fibonacci extension level. It is having a lot of issues. We've been trying for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost a week here to try to break out. If the Fed minutes is good come Wednesday, we can actually see Bitcoin actually shoot up towards $22,000, which would be an amazing move for us. However, you have to be aware, guys, no matter what you guys are holding, the Federal Reserve's announcement could kill any momentum this last rally has had. So for Bitcoin, that rally has really been about, at most a 15% rally. When it came to the NASDAQ, we can go from the lows to the highs here. The NASDAQ had a rally of about 11%. SPY had a rally of about 11%. And the Dow Jones had a rally of about, about 15%, okay? So really major rallies here. However, you also see the dollar index starting to turn back up here. That's not a good sign. I know we've been watching the dollar index for a while, but we're pretty far away from a breakout. So that's kind of good news for us, regardless if you guys are using these two trend lines right here, or if you guys are going back for the further one since we never actually closed above it. The dollar index is something we should be aware of, and you guys, we'd rather, of course, be watching this sucker go down. Right now, I think at best we can just call it a descending triangle, which means technically we should be breaking out of this eventually. But a large part of what we're going to be looking at over the next few days here, guys, is what Jerome Powell says. Are we raising interest rates by 50 basis points, 75 basis points, 100 basis points? Most likely 75 during this round. But then after that, we're going to be talking about, is he going to be talking about a pivot? Is he going to give us any indication that he wants to slow things down? That's what we're going to be looking at. And it's always hard to figure that out, but we're going to try our best here, because if during the actual, the questions where the media ask him questions, they'll be asking him, hey, what do you think about a pause, a pivot, yada, yada, yada. He will try to snake his way through those answers, as he most likely should at this point, because the whole market is just looking for a reason to go up, and he doesn't want the market to go up. You guys know this. As he answers those questions, we'll be watching the market react in real time here, okay? And so far, you can see that the dollar index is bouncing up. We were expecting countries to do more rate hikes or be more aggressive in their rate hikes. They have been doing okay, but probably not as much as we would like to. Remember, guys, just how when America raises our interest rates, the dollar goes up. Well, if Canada, Europe, if they raise their interest rates, also slowing down their economies, you'll see their currencies go up against the dollar. And so what we've been seeing over the past few days here is, if we go over to the watch list, the euro on the daily moving up slowly. Now we started coming back down. Now we're looking at some general support levels here, right? We don't want to see the euro continue to break down here. We don't want to see the pound continue to break down here. And in fact, the pound is almost in a weirder situation here, but they're just having a whole bunch of economic turmoil, aren't they? But we don't want to see this continue to break down. If it does, that's not going to be a good thing for assets, because people are going to be more risk off, and by risk off, they're going to be selling assets and not buying them, of course. All right. Now, one other thing you guys may be interested in is oil markets. They have managed to stabilize back over here. We hit that old level of resistance that we were talking about over here, which was support. And we're going sideways here, a little bit of a lower high here. But keep an eye on oil. We're getting closer and closer to an opportunity where we're going to break out or break down. I hope we break down so all of you guys can get some cheaper gas prices. Personally, from an economic standpoint or a trader standpoint, you guys know I'm heavily invested in oil, so I'd like to see my oil stocks continue to rise. A couple of you guys asked me about oil stocks today, if you guys feel like you guys should be hopping in them, or is it too late? I would say you could dollar cost average into them, but I don't think it's worth it to go heavy at this point, because now that we're looking at all these stocks that we've been talking about, the Devon Energies and whatnot, they're all going for all-time highs. Let me go to the weekly chart, right? All-time highs, Oxy, close to all-time highs here, right? We're looking at some really crazy stuff at the moment, and so I don't know if you guys want to be buying for the long term towards these long-term highs, okay? Look at ZOM, right? This one is something that I like a lot. It just doesn't have a high dividend, but it still is a good play. This thing is making me more money just holding it than by the dividends itself. So if you guys are interested in, maybe doing some options trading on the daily options trading, usually Exxon has been a really good play for that. If I can show you guys, it's very fast. All right. Buy in the morning, usually sell sometime in the afternoon. You can make a good little profit there because there's usually a dip in the morning for whatever reason. After that, you may see a breakdown. That breakdown is really what you're going to be looking for if you guys want to play some puts out here. So keep an eye on some of these plays right now, depending on what you guys are looking for. A lot of these oil stocks are pretty nice day trading opportunities that you guys might want to play around. You guys don't have to. I mean, Apple is always a good one to go back to. You guys know how I feel about Apple. But Apple, you can see it's just not in that same nice pattern that we want to see, primarily because of earnings. And it hasn't had a good setup just yet. It probably would have tried to make a head and shoulders here, like a head, shoulder, head at shoulder, but the gap down in the morning hours kind of messed up, and that was, that's fine. But okay, enough for the good old stock market. Now let's go back over here to Bitcoin. You guys just want to see Bitcoin break out and hold. That's all we're looking for. You can see we're finding some support around the 200 moving average in the 1 hour chart. About to have a death cross there. Let's hope that doesn't come to pass. We do need a big pop out of nowhere. And you can see the 4 hour chart, we're still doing okay. And again, I don't want to see us break down below the 50 because that would really justify a death cross here between the 20 and the 50, leading us most likely back down below 20,000, which is only about 500, 600 points. But that's enough to kill some momentum off here and cause people to be a little bit more panicky, if you will. And to be honest, guys, that's justified just because of what's going on with Jerome Powell on Wednesday. Nobody knows if he's going to do 50 basis points, 100 basis points, 75. I think consensus is 75, but we do need to be aware that whenever this guy talks, the market just moves like a freaking freight train, right? Okay, let's go back over here to Dogecoin and see if we can do anything today. I'm really hopeful that we can actually make a strong move up here during this next 4 hours. But man, I really want to see us get a pump up here because we're not really doing anything of greatness at this point, right? All right, there we go. Make this move over here. And yeah, we talked about Bitcoin here. But if there's any other coins you guys want to talk about, let me know. Really watch out for that dollar index, guys. That's moving in the wrong direction for us now. If that continues to move in the wrong direction, you guys know that it doesn't usually bode well for asset classes. All right, there we go. Oh, and one last thing before we start answering questions and just having a good old time chatting here. Tomorrow I'll be at an event, so I won't be streaming at the right time. I'm gonna go up to Nordstrom's tomorrow to buy a ring. Then I'm going to an NFT event. And then after that, what I'll be doing is coming back here after I drink a little bit and whatnot. And I'll probably stream later on at night, so I might not be until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock until I get home and stream. Maybe even 10 o'clock. I will stream, but it will be later on at night. Thing number 2. I forgot, but I will remember it later on. It's you guys know that YouTube has something called YouTube Shorts. Whenever you guys get a chance, if you guys ever see my shorts out there, please watch them. It has been very irritating to me to see like I have a shorts video. Let me see. Like this. I have a shorts video that gets like 6,000 views, or I posted one a few days ago about Dogecoin, and that only got like 3,600 views, right? So I'm 3,600 views, okay? 3,600 views. And you go over to TikTok or something, and you go here, and then you see oh, I'm not even online. Okay, Michael W Crypto, I think that's my username. Yeah, okay, here you go. And then I post a video like this, the same video, and this video from 4 days ago, it almost has 1 million views, and I'm not joking, 959,000. Now normally I don't get many views. That's perfectly fine. TikTok's a whole nother beast, but I don't like seeing that. So if you guys could like watch some of my YouTube Shorts content, I'd really appreciate it, because that video is on the verge of hitting 1 million views. Meanwhile, the same video on YouTube is on the verge of getting 4,000 views. It's pretty sad. And I'm still trying to figure out how the YouTube algorithm works. It's a totally different beast, and I will never understand this sucker. All right. And hey, Skull Guy, definitely would. If Jerome Powell comes out and kills all the gains we've made from Dogecoin, Sheep, Dogelon, Mars, Bitcoin, S&P, all the indexes, I'd really be sad. I mean, you know, he keeps on talking about how he wants pain, and we really haven't felt that pain just yet. But it is going to be a difficult time. Today, I was talking with my mom's healthcare lady, the woman who takes care of her at the house, and she was asking me, because she knows I deal with the markets and just some general information. She was asking me that her best friend wants to buy a house, and her best friend knows that I'm in the market. She watches my channel every once in a while, and she wanted to know if I thought it was a good time to buy a house. And I told her I was no expert, but I told her basically how interest rates work and how they're going to continue going up, especially this month and the next month. And, you know, I told her what that meant and the difference of price, how much of a home you can afford versus like a 3% rate versus a 7.5% rate. And I kind of had to like do a whole spiel for like a half an hour explaining how when you buy during these higher rate times, even though you can refinance, you really are stuck paying more for a month by month for a house. Some people can afford it, some people can't. I don't want to do it, but it's kind of crazy how this is going to affect the economy. But we're still seeing sectors that haven't been hit hard yet from rising interest rates. Housing is that first one. Other sectors will follow. We had a pretty decent earnings cycle this time around. Tech got clobbered, not everything else did. So I would assume, since this earnings cycle wasn't actually terrible, I would say bad, not good, but not, not terrible. I would have to say that if the rate hikes continue, we should start seeing the effects of those rate hikes by next quarter's earnings. So this would be earnings that happen in Q1 that talk about Q4 earnings, okay? Or we could maybe if we have another earnings cycle here. I just don't know how bad things are going to be in the winter, though. That's the thing. Everybody's spending more money, right? But we'll have to see. But I think when we do hit those bad earnings, that's when you're going to see the market overall take those new lows. And hopefully I'm wrong about that one, because I don't want to see Bitcoin go down below where it currently is at. And I don't want to see the stock market drop down too much more. Let's see. Canada came in slightly lower, market ripped. Exactly, yeah, exactly. 75, 50, but no pause. I don't think he's going to pause until like maybe December, maybe sometime Q1 next year if he's going to pause there. Russia's backing out of the grain export deal with Ukraine, so expect more food cost issues. I mean, guys, let me explain this in a way that you guys will be able to understand if I can here. America already has a shitty a lot of problems when it comes to food, okay? So if you guys go look at a lot of the places around the country that are having droughts, so here, this is like real world stuff, how it affects you. Probably don't need to have all caps. Anyway, let me see if yeah, okay. So this is the country, the United States of America. Can I zoom in here a little bit? There we go. Okay. There's a key here somewhere. There has to be a key. There you go. So dark red is exceptional drought. Dark red or lighter red is extreme drought. Orangey muddy color, I don't know, severe drought. Light tan is moderate drought, and yellow is abnormally dry, and white is none. You guys can see California is in a really bad spot, creeping up into Oregon and going back over here into Nevada. Very, very bad droughts. Salt Lake, very, very bad droughts. You see over here in Washington State, we got a lot of severe drought and moderate drought, and that's us who are known for being very wet climate, okay? Montana, a lot of drought. Middle of the country, a lot of drought. A lot of the food gets made over here, guys. So you know what that means? That means in order to get water over to those crops, you know what has to happen? They have to pay more for that water. When they pay more for that water, you know what happens? They have to charge more for those crops. You know what happens when they have to charge more for those crops? The industries that buy those crops, if they're not owning the farm already, they pass that on to you, the consumer. This is why everything that's going on right now is just going to get so much worse. We had a slimmer of hope that maybe this Ukraine-Russia partnership during a war could work out, but it's going to put a lot of strain on what goes on during the winter time, because, you know, we're already kind of like towards the end of harvest season here. Now everybody's going to start knowing how much food we can have for this, how much food is there, how much food can we transport from California over here and still meet our demand in other places. I think if you just, let me see, drought farm. If I just type in drought farm and I go over here to images, and maybe I can go, actually maybe I go to news. Let's see. Oh man, this one's actually talking about them having a lucrative harvest. Oh, oh, never mind. I don't want to watch that. When they play a video, I'll get in trouble if YouTube sees it. French police clash. What? I don't care about the French right now. Okay, here we go. Here's something I guess you could look at. U.S. winter wheat farmers plant into dust as plains drought persists. Now this actually seems really worse than what I was actually talking about. I thought they wouldn't even plant in drought-infested lands, but I guess they are at this point. You know, they'd have to pay more for water, but that's it. Let's see. So the drought threatens Kansas, the top winter wheat growing state, and Oklahoma in two ways, discouraging farmers who have not yet planted from trying, while threatening crops already in the ground from developing properly. Okay, so people are like kind of doing what I thought. They're not even planting in the first place. But for the ones that already have, I guess, you know, maybe the wheat might grow 10 feet. I don't know how much wheat grows, like 6-7 feet or something like that. Maybe instead of growing that, you know, that tall or that much wheat to harvest, maybe it's only going to be growing 4 or 3 feet. So there's less to go around. The supply is going to be going down, but the demand is still going to be high. The prices are going to go up, all right? And they say if rain does not fall in the next 10 days, he will begin dusting in the crops and hoping for moisture. I don't actually know what dusting in means. Final planting dates to receive full crop insurance coverage are approaching, ranging from October 15th in the northwest Kansas to November 15th in the southeast. Without moisture, wheat shoots may fail to emerge from the ground. Oh, even a delayed emergence would threaten yield potential by narrowing the window for plants to develop a harder root system and push more stems known as tillers before winter. That puts the nail in the coffin, said Mark Hodges, an agronomist for Plains Grains Incorporated, an Oklahoma-based group that tests wheat for quality. Hodges said, if you don't have the tillers in the fall, it's really hard to make up for that number in the spring. Fears of a supply squeeze are underscored by the July Kansas City wheat futures contract trading around the $9.40 a bushel, the highest price on record for a new crop July contract at this time last year, the thick of the fall planting season. All right. So, you know, if you guys like bread, sucks to suck, right? You know, you guys know how much of a nerd I am for all this data and stuff like that. You guys know that I make my money in the markets and media businesses and all other types of ventures, I guess, but mostly just, you know, marketing business and YouTube and trading. But as far as the overall economy, guys, the media doesn't ever really zoom into the issues. And by media, I mean what you guys might watch on your daily, you know, your daily program television or something like that, right? If you go over here, you look for it, you can find news articles about it, but it's rare that they're going to actually be pointing it in your face and telling you guys, hey, watch out, a disaster is heading our way, okay? And by disaster, I mean very high prices for bread. I think the majority of people watching the stream right now like bread or eat bread. If you guys are gluten-free, hallelujah, you guys are not going to be spending that much money on bread. But just keep an eye on it, everybody. We're talking about wheat, but it's not just wheat. Soy, everything that grows out of the ground, carrots, vegetables, berries, all that stuff develops in different types of climates. And when there's droughts, and you got to pay for the water, and if you're not getting water, it makes it even worse, of course, because there's no supply there at all. You really do start to see prices start to skyrocket. And the main point of this, to go back to crypto, stocks, and everything like that, well, if everybody's paying more for something because there's less of a supply and the prices are going up, what does that factor into? Inflation, core CPI numbers, right? CPI numbers in general. So if that causes inflation to be more sticky, that means Jerome Powell is going to have to keep those rates up for a longer period of time, putting more pain on the market. And that pain on the market really doesn't... I mean, it could, like, you know, it's going to cause us to not want to buy berries and all this expensive stuff because, you know, our dollar is going to be going less. But it just, you know, it's such a weird way to have to think about it. Like, you know, us having a major drought, messing with the wheat crops for the winter and a lot of other crops for the winter, that's going to raise food prices by a lot, like another 3 to 5% on top of what you guys are already paying for now. Crop wise. I'm not talking about like eggs and stuff like that you get at the grocery store. That's a different process. Since that's going to be more expensive, it's going to be reported in the CPI numbers. Those CPI numbers are going to be shown to Jerome Powell, and he's going to say that, whoa, everybody's still paying more. We have to continue to raise interest rates, or more likely, we just have to keep interest rates high for a longer period of time because inflation itself is getting more and more sticky. So there are a whole bunch of levels to this, I would say, but just understand we're not. There's a reason why I keep on saying I think we're going to have another drop in the market. It's a whole bunch of these small factors. And on top of that, you guys know how we were talking about the railroad strike a while ago. Remember, I told you guys there's probably a good chance they were going to vote no against it because what happened was the Biden, this is my theory, but I don't have any concrete proof, so I'm not going to become a conspiracy theorist out there. But you know how union bosses are really close to the Democratic Party, while maybe they're the work and file, you know, the regular folks in the unions, they're not as close to the Democratic Party. Some vote Republican, some vote Democrat, but it's not like they're, you know, it's not like they're all Republican or all Democrat, right? There's a good moderate mix of them. Now, the union bosses kind of sold out their the people that they work for to help Joe Biden not get a strike. So they gave the people that work for the railroads a really shitty deal, just so that when they eventually repealed and said, no, this is a shitty deal, we don't want it, the next vote for a strike wouldn't happen until after the midterm elections, which happen next week, a week and a half or something like that now, 9 days. Well, guess what, guys? Remember, they voted no on it. So there's also an opportunity for another strike happening after these midterms are concluded. So, you know, we still have all these headwinds, you can call them, that are unresolved. And these unresolved headwinds are kind of biggies. They're not like small little things that we can just kind of scrape our feet around, you know, just kind of nudge around. These are some really big factors that we have to figure out. And I don't know how we get it done. Because earlier, I really thought we were going to have a railroad strike because I thought the railroad bosses were going to be working for their employees. And if you talk to any employees, we want this, this, and this. We know they can afford it, which they could, right? But then I didn't foresee Biden actually, like, the union bosses screwing over the workers, right? Right? I'm not used to that type of union activity, right? I mean, I'm friends with union workers, but not union bosses. I guess that's a better way to say it. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff going on. I'll stop ranting about it. You know, hope you guys are having a good day. Hopefully that didn't mess up your day. But yeah, definitely some interesting times ahead as we approach all these crises, I guess you would say, at a certain point in time, or in the foreseeable future. Let's see. Oh, it's on 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Oh, that makes it a lot easier. Let me double check it very fast. Oh, thought I was gonna finish my Fed meeting calendar and information. November 1st, the numbers. Oh, it doesn't actually have the date on there yet. I'll have to take your word for it. I don't know why. I thought there was going to be a there we go. This is what I'm looking for. So October, November. Do I got to click on it again? Enter. There we go. Okay, let me just do the easier. So second, oh yeah, you're right. So 2-day press conference. So it's not early in the morning. Oh, I'm thinking of CPI data, not the Federal Reserve meeting. 2-day meeting, November 1 press conference. So guys, on Wednesday, I'll hop on around noon and it'll be like a 3 to 3.5 hour stream. Okay, that's what we'll end up doing. And I think that'll work out. Okay. So Wednesday, I'll be on around noon or so. Noon. Yeah, let's just call it noon, I would say. There we go. Excuse me. And hey, Jeremy, why doesn't he want the market to go up? Well, Jerome Powell wants the economy to slow down. So to kind of sum it up in a very simple way, basically the economy is too hot. Everything is too expensive. And what's happening is we have a lack of supply due to a whole bunch of factors, some of which we just talked about. A lack of supply, but we have a lot of demand for those products. And when there's a lot of demand and not a lot of supply, you tend to see the price of a commodity, whether it be beans, gasoline, whatever. You see that go up, and because more people want it, there's only a certain amount, a higher demand, the price goes up. Okay, so Jerome Powell can't fix the supply issues. The only person that can really fix the supply issues is Joe Biden, the Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, corporations in general, right? Those are the real players who can fix some of these things. Corporations have done their part. Biden not so much, because he keeps on attacking the oil and gas industry. That's not going to really get you the desired results. And then Pete Buttigieg, he's done a little bit. He's done some work. He's done. I mean, I would give him a failing grade, but it's not like he didn't do anything, right? And I think that part of the reason there for Pete Buttigieg is, remember, before he got the job, he was just a mayor. He's not ready for this type of work when it comes to during a crisis moment. Usually you help your political allies get in office with you, so they're relevant. So when the time comes for them to run for presidency, they had I was with the Biden administration. I was the transportation secretary. You notice how you had all the good roads and stuff? That was me. That's how it kind of works out. But yeah, so what Jerome Powell is trying to do is lower the demand by raising the interest rates. If there's less demand but the same amount of supply, the price should go lower. That's the goal here. And when that happens, you see companies making less money because they're buying less. That goes into their earnings reports. And as they say that, hey, we're not going to be making as much money, people sell off their stock because they want to be only in stocks that are cash flow positive, that are making money, that can make them money by holding it. Hopefully that makes sense. But he's not really doing it to mess with the market primarily. It's just what he's doing is trying to get us to stop spending, basically. Let's see. And I expect the dollar index to hit $1.20 level. We will see what happens after that, or let's see what happens. 120. Yeah, 120 definitely. I can definitely see it going up there. That's a big level of resistance for us. And hey, Turtle, hope you're doing well, my man. Hey, Elmer. Hey, Mike. Would you look at PLTR close to getting squeezed by the weekly 20 MA? Yeah, let's check it out very fast. Probably best to just open up another stream here, isn't it? Let's go to tutorials for channel. Oh, and we'll talk about this in a second here, but you guys know we haven't checked out the DEMA or the TEMAs here. All right, so we got Palantir. Let's see. On the daily, just had a golden cross, which is a pretty good sign for it. It's just managing to hit that top level of resistance. So let's look up here, right? A general uptrend. That's nice. What you want to see. It'd be kind of hard to justify buying it now instead of at the bottom level of the trend, but it's still at a decent place if you're going to be holding it for a few days. You're talking about on the weekly chart though. I see. Okay, so last time I broke above the 20 weekly moving average. It had a pop, but it came right back down very, very fast. Before that, it really didn't do much. Maybe a small pop, up a little bit, and before then it was too new, probably before the SPAC. For most of these, including stocks, I would say it looks like it's an okay opportunity to buy if you want to. I would look more for a breakout myself, maybe because it's already getting back up here to this gap up price. Yeah. If you do want to buy, maybe what I would have on there is I would adjust this to be a weekly chart so you can see what it is. And maybe the day it closes above this, you buy and hope that it continues to surge afterwards. My concern here is it does have earnings coming out in a few days, and that's in about 6-7 days, maybe about a week or so. Probably not next week, but the week after that. Or not this week, but next week. Yeah, probably. Okay, so that could be a negative or positive factor for the stock. So you got to be very, very careful if you're buying it, because most of that move is going to be for earnings. Otherwise, you have to be more paying attention to what Jerome Powell says. If Jerome Powell comes out and kills the market, and by saying, hey, 75 basis points, I'm not telling you for pivoting, I'm not telling you guys for pausing, we're going to be going ahead, and we don't see the data yet that says we need to be pivoting or pausing just yet, okay? So if that does occur, if he comes out and he kills the market, you're going to see a Palantir come back down below $8 most likely. So you got to be very, very careful about that. High risk trade, it can make you some decent money, especially since it's so cheap. I bet the options are fairly cheap as well. If you're just looking to buy some stocks and without actually doing options, you can definitely buy now and just wait it out and see what happens. but just be careful. Earnings are around the corner, and you just never know how earnings are going to behave. The last earnings report had a gap down, a pretty bad effect. After that, the last earnings also had a really negative effect, and the earnings right here also were bad. So every time this thing has earnings, actually, it just has not been performing well. It could definitely change up now. It can definitely change up, but I don't know enough about this company to tell you that, hey, they're about to turn a profit or they're about to do something different and go against that grain. So just be careful as you approach the earnings here. There we go, back over to good old Doge. Oh no, this is a different chart. One thing I wanted to talk to you guys about very fast. Let me go over here to chart. Is that fine? We don't need to talk about gas fund. No, let's go over here to Bitcoin daily. But the team is up here very fast. The triple exponential moving averages. We are still very, very far, guys, before having a very large team move where everything's really clustered together. We're still so far apart as far as that's concerned. And the DEMA, one other check here, guys, just very fast. DEMA still very far away from that 200 weekly moving, daily moving average as well. But we might have a golden cross coming over here. Okay, there we go. Back over to the Dogecoin. All right, we're so close to a breakout, everybody. Like, let me just text this over here. Oh, I didn't spell resistance right, but autocorrect will finish it for me. All right, big breakout resistance. That's really what we're hoping for here, guys. We're just waiting for a nice little breakout, and we got to be patient with this one. I mean, this might not even happen until Wednesday, but I hope it can come out a little bit sooner. Preferably tonight, while most of us are sleeping. There's probably a good chance we have a big solid move. And hey, Mr. Joker, what NFT events? Oh, the one I went to a few weeks ago was NFT Seattle. I have a friend that's going over to NFT England or London or something like that next week. That sounds pretty fun. Or maybe it's this week. But the event I'm going to tomorrow, it's an event in downtown Seattle. NFT meetup. It's called Meetup. Let me go over here, and I just want NFT. Normally I go for blockchain, but I know it's there. If I just type in Seattle search, it looks something like this. If I was logged in, I guess I could do it, but I'm usually only logged in my phone. Yeah, Seattle NFT storytellers. So I've never actually been to this event before, but it's a public group. I know a lot of people going there. I have a name for myself in the Seattle community as far as blockchain and whatnot. But basically, you're invited to a night of storytelling by a few of our favorite Web3 builders and NFT creators in Seattle, presented by ChangeDAO and Seattle NFT Social Club, sponsored by NFT Go. This event will be both in person and live streamed on ChangeDAO's YouTube channel if you guys want to watch it there. Follow NFT Storytellers on Twitter. So doors open at 5, program begins at 6, location Blue Moon, Seattle. And basically people talk about their projects, what's going on, some stories that, they have learned, I guess. I'm not much of a storyteller myself, but I like to vibe and chill with people that are similar into the crypto realm, right? So Blue Moon, Seattle, let me just go over here. Blue Moon, Seattle. There you go. And it's not like this is some luxurious place. I guess we have been to some luxurious places, but NFT events are usually just like bros chilling out. Oh, and women, of course. There you go. Dive bar, chilling out. Sports bar, if you will. This is not some type of premium outing, if you will. Although I will say that everybody that's going to this event usually does make a pretty good amount of money, which is always the funniest thing. But yeah, it's Blue Moon. It's not like it's some luxurious place. I think the last place I had a meeting with some people was probably what was it? It was over here somewhere. Public Library, Stripe. Is this the... Yeah, there's an Amazon Go right here, if I believe so. Yeah, so the last event was right here. Right there. Much different style of building, so... but yeah, it doesn't really matter about the building. It's usually about the people who are inside the building. But yeah, I mean, you could have a lot of fun. If you guys like going out to different meetings around your city, I would very much encourage you guys to actually go out and go to either a website like Meetup or Eventbrite, and just see who your local crypto communities are, and just kind of vibe in there. I gotta figure out and make sure I can go to that event. No, I will go to it, but I'm probably gonna have to drive up there because it's a long. If I take the train, I don't even have it up there anymore. If I take the train takes me up as far as here. Yeah, King Street Station right there. Or I can take the bus that takes me into here, but this place is like way further up north. So I'm probably just gonna drive up there, but driving to Seattle is a pain. So you know what I might do? I might Uber up there, then Uber down to here and take the bus back home or something. I don't like driving in Seattle. It's a pain in my existence. If any of you guys have ever driven in Seattle, it's a pain. Just because of all the hills and all the nonsense and all the bad drivers and all the bikers. Maybe I used to work right here. What is that building? Looks like an E. That's not it. Oh, Dexter Horton. Yeah, I used to work right here, and if you just like look up the hills. Oh, it doesn't look that bad. Oh shit! Look at all those tents. Oh my god, the city's gone downhill so bad, so fast. Yeah, jeez. Okay, but those are the hills I'm talking about. Jeez, what happened to Seattle? I haven't been to this part of Seattle in a hot minute. Ooh, oh man, it's just gotten a lot worse. But yeah, I used to get out of work here. I used to work like somewhere up here on one of the top levels, and there's a bus stop like right here for the 594 bus that takes you to Tacoma, Seattle, and whatnot. Man, they got tents on the street now. And there's he has his guitar there too. Whoa, man. Yeah, okay. Poor Seattle, man. That's why I don't live there anymore. What's right here? And hey, Skull Guy, YouTube is slowly coming around for the shorts. That's just what it is. I know, but you guys know me. I can be a little impatient sometimes. And hey, Mr. Joker, fertilizer seems to be a huge issue in my area as well. Yeah, fertilizer has been a big thing for I think about like 3 months now. Maybe since the summer started. I haven't been paying attention to it too much, but yeah, fertilizer something. Another thing right here there was a shortage of it, and that shortage means everything's more expensive. And hey, Skull Guy, and hey, Far From Broke, I'm in the yellow Arizona. Oh yeah, Arizona. Do I still have that? Let me get out of all this other crap I had on here. Oh, I don't have it anymore. Loki was stepping on something, I think. Drought monitor. There we go. Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy. I guess I'm not in the deep red. There are some areas that are really, really deep red. Those really, really bad areas. But Washington, we're still in a bad spot too. I mean, when you live in a place that's you're normally like very, very wet. It's raining right now, thank God. But like it's normally not raining. It hasn't been raining that much. Kind of sucks. Like here's the weather in Washington right now. Weather. Let's just go to Tacoma. Tacoma's a little bit more north of me, but you can see cloudy, rain. I love that because of the drought. I don't want to have to deal with the drought. Let's see. I'm the white silver over Florida. There you go. You have no drought then. What's it here? And more for shipping. Oh, I didn't even think about that as well. Only 25 days left in the diesel fuel supply. Another factor. Turtle Hermit. Another one right there. I just totally skipped over that. We talked about it a few days ago, but yeah, guys, we're just. I don't like to be so pessimistic. I really don't. But because when I'm overly pessimistic, people call me out for it. And I'm like, fine, but like there are legitimate reasons for certain people in America to like not be happy about what's going on in the country. Like I have friends that have no idea the economy's in a really bad spot because they make over $100,000 a year. So they still go to all the Whole Foods events. They go to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Safeways, Fed Mart. I mean, like just decent to upper scale grocery stores. And they still buy everything. They know their bill is higher, but they can absorb that cost. A lot of people can't absorb that cost. So when I talk about like, bad stuff happening, it's usually for the middle class to lower middle classes of, hey guys, be forewarned, this is gonna be bad. And then that applies to where the markets are gonna be down the road because we're gonna have to factor this into earnings reports down the line, right? The only one I don't know what's gonna happen to is Meta. Meta is a freaking dumpster fire right now, and I don't own like a ton of it, but I do own it. I kind of wanted to keep. I just wanted to have a reversal. That's all I want from Meta. I'm even thinking about buying some more, but then I'm talking myself out of it because I'm like, it'll probably go down even more, but it's just gone down so much. Let's see. Yikes, here we go. $10 loaf of bread. Guys, I already pay like $7 a loaf of bread. I get some of that bread that has like the nuts around it and stuff. It's already really, really expensive. Oh man, it's just gonna get more expensive. Then I'll have to get something else. But remember guys, we talked about this months ago. What did I tell you guys I was doing? I'm stocking up on rice. I have stocked up on rice, so all my grain needs are technically met. But that's just me, again, knowing a lot of this stuff was gonna happen, loaded up on a bunch of rice. That rice is nice and dry, and it is, I mean, I'm eating a lot of rice, guys. Not a lot, but I'm eating a decent amount. I didn't go to the grocery store like I wanted to, so I'm going after tonight's stream. I got to make sure I have time to go during this stream, though. The grocery store closes in about 3 hours, so I'll give myself like an hour and a half to get down there and go get everything. And corporations have definitely been having issues, yeah. And hey, Turtle, just cut the same deal with the Saudis, looking out for numero uno, OPEC. Dude, OPEC has a lot of power over the United States. Oh gosh, remember Biden did the big old fist bump? The thing that you got to understand, when it came to Biden, I didn't really care that he went over to Saudi Arabia. They are technically our ally. But when he did the election stuff, remember he said, I'm going to make Saudi Arabia a pariah on the world stage. And then he walks up and gives the guy a fist bump. And I just, to this day, I don't know why a fist bump would have been better than a handshake, or just not shaking hands as well. A fist bump is it's a close thing to do, at least for me. I was like, damn, what the heck is he doing over there? Let's see. And hey, Bideford, happy to see you back. Let's see. And hey, Monster, a good entry for Dogecoin would probably be under 12 cents, probably under 12, 11 cents. I said the same thing on Saturday. It dropped down below 12 cents, but it did not drop down below 10 cents here, or excuse me, 11 cents. Personally, I like it under 12, but you know, it's up to everybody at their own, everybody has their own taste at this point. Because there's a big factor coming in on Wednesday, which is the Jerome Powell and his rate hike announcement and his press conference. So, you know, if you're buying, just be aware of that. That's going to make everything pretty volatile down the road, okay? Let me zoom back in here a little bit. There we go. Even on this 5-minute chart here, I want to see a small breakout. That's what I'm hoping for Dogecoin. Just continue to break out and hit these higher highs if we can, you know. Higher high. Let's get another higher high over here. Higher high. There we go, okay. And AD's happy to see you back. The stock Fubo has earnings this Friday. Do you think it can hit $5? That's going to be a hard one. I mean, I think yes, I think it can, but it's more about the earnings themselves, which I think will probably beat expectations. I don't know by how much. Fubo's had some pretty nice growth over the past couple of years. And I don't think it's necessarily going to slow down because of the bad economy, since it is more global, I would say. I would say, yeah, I think it's okay to hold. Risky, but I mean, you know, not too risky, I would say, but I think it can hit $5, yeah. And thanks, C's, I appreciate it. I love the hat myself. I've never worn this hat before, but I bought it. It cost me like 25 bucks, so I better get my use out of this. Maybe, no, I don't like to wear hats normally. It makes me look weird. You guys can't see it, but like, yeah, I look weird. I don't know why, but I just look weird in hats. Or these curved hats. Normally, I'm like, you know, let my little Jerry curls or whatever these things are fly out or something. But I'm not used to wearing hats at all. Every once in a while, I used to wear visors and stuff like that. There we go. All right. What do I think about Chainlink? It's a good long-term hold. I don't know much about it besides that. I haven't looked at Chainlink in such a long time. Let's see. And hey, Marcus. Long time had a break trading for a while. What's up with your channel not taking notifications when you go live, which is weird? It's YouTube doesn't like my channel like that anymore. I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea why. I've talked about this for months, but YouTube doesn't promote my channel anymore. Not as much as it used to, I guess. But the weird thing is when you guys ask for notifications, it just doesn't send them out. I don't know how to fix that. I've asked YouTube, they won't say anything about it. But I think it might have had something to do with either crypto's not as popular as it once was, so it thinks that you don't want to watch my content, which is fine. I mean, I can think that even though you guys want to. Or what could be happening here is, I lost the train of thought here, guys. Sorry. That when my channel was banned wrongfully, remember I got an apology from YouTube. When my channel was banned, I think YouTube might have actually messed up some of the stats in my channel that could have messed up some of the notifications coming out. So maybe if you tweet at Team YouTube and just say, hey, I wanted YouTube is no longer sending me notifications for this channel, just say my channel, they should be able to help you. If any of you guys have the issue, I would please ask that you just tweet at Team YouTube, and that they usually answer them and they could probably help you out. If not, I mean, I'm going to keep on trying, but I have not been able to figure out a way around that at all. Let's see. I know the guys with Crypto Bomber crew. They do workshops out there in Portland. Ooh, there you go. A lot of workshops out right now. Have I ever been to the Seattle Aquarium? I love the Seattle Aquarium, but I have not been there for a long, long time. They're rebuilding a large portion of the waterfront right now, so I haven't been down that much just because of traffic. If you're in on Meta, might as well start averaging down weekly. Exactly. That's why I'm like holding off on buying more. I'm struggling to find milk under $6. Oh my gosh, no way. No. I'm not that bad. Not that bad at all. I think I have like, it depends on how much you're looking for. Like a gallon of milk, yeah. If you're talking about a half gallon of milk, I usually pay like $5-6 for a half gallon of milk. But $5, I guess, would be my price. NA Zacher, I'm just sitting in LA waiting for our 3 yearly rains to hit during December. Oh man. Oh gosh, oh yeah. Everybody has their own water issues at this point in time, right? I was able to absorb the cost, but it keeps changing significantly. That's a good way to say it, Turtle. It wasn't affecting a whole bunch of people at first. It was only affecting more of the poor people. As it kind of kept and got more and more, a lot more people started to feel it up the tax bracket, if you will, like you. And it's a pain in the butt, guys. It really does have bad consequences. Rice lives matter, guys. I specifically told you guys months ago I was buying rice because I knew the price of wheat in general was going to go up, and we had been talking about this for a while. But now it took a while for us to actually start to see the effects, or maybe notice the effects. So I guess they've been probably going up a little bit. But now we look back on the prices from then to where they are now. We're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? They're way more expensive. But again, I'm okay eating rice. A lot of people don't like eating rice too much, right? A lot of people like to eat bread and regular grains like tortillas and stuff. I totally understand it. But I like rice. I like rice a lot. U.S. has bases in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi purchases U.S. weapons. They are U.S. allies. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Bus. I appreciate it. I look good in the hat. I appreciate it. Fitted hats. I should probably get a nice fitted hat. And they can preppy. There we go. The addition of the white hats makes you look like a successful black dad proud of his son's going to a good school. That could definitely be it. Whenever I have a kid down the road, I'll be wearing tons of white hats or wearing all white outfits. A lot of the times, I think notifs are better errors on or phone settings or notifications or user. I mean, it could be. But I know that most of you guys have the bell icon clicked on as far as YouTube. And usually when I kind of ask people about it, they get notifications for other YouTube channels, just not mine. I think that's what the big problem is. But I don't know how to remedy that, right? Let's say AD has a head and shoulders. Thess says that's going to be interesting if you guys want to take a short on it. And a lot of the times I think, I'll just talk about that. And hey, Martin, hope you're doing well, man. How is Europe doing? That's the question, my man. Martin, I won't tell you what country, but he lives out in Europe, Western Europe, I guess I would say. But yeah, how is Europe doing over there? I keep on hearing all this like stuff from BBC and Channel 4 News and all that type of stuff. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Especially in France, I guess. You're not in France, but primarily in France and United Kingdom. Oh, and Starscream says he had to change the notification on his phone in order to see. Anybody for consistently also helps people find you or look for you. FYI, Meta is building the second largest data center out in Western Illinois. Oh, that could be pretty interesting. Meta gonna fly one. That's the hope here. That's why I'm managing to buy it. Like I bought some on the dip the other day. I told you guys I didn't tweet about it. I just bought some Amazon below $100, and we'll see what happens to that. But it's not like I went all in. I'm just buying some now, and I'm hoping I can buy some later on at cheaper prices, and that's when I'll go further in here. Like, guys, like we're looking at like maybe 1 to 2 more drops, in my opinion, before this is all over. Okay, those 1 to 2 drops are where I'm going to be buying a lot of my assets. Now, the risk is we've already hit bottom, and we're just going to be going up from then. That's the big risk here. I hope that's not going to happen, because then I'll be playing a little bit of catch up. So what I'm doing right now is I bought a lot, well, not a lot, but I bought some on these last few dips for a lot of these tech companies. I'm hoping they continue to go down in the future so I can buy even more, but that's going to need worse, or you're going to need worse earnings, right? Amazon has a vacant new building in Illinois now too. Oh yeah, Amazon expanded too much, and they've actually had to close some of the fulfillment centers because they don't need that much manpower at this current moment in time. And that's even with the holidays approaching, they still don't need that manpower. That's the crazy thing. Even with holidays, they don't need the manpower. Anything else? Check out Aaron and Claire on YouTube for your quick rice recipes from South Korea. Amazing. Ooh, I'll have to do that. Thank you, Thest. I love checking out new rice recipes, especially because I'm about to go buy some duck later on here tonight, guys. Notifications aren't just you. Matt Chorus has the same problem frequently. Meta is data farming all the users. I don't think the metaverse issues kill them at all. From a stock perspective, yeah, I think it kills them a little bit. But yeah, from a business, I know they're investing a lot of money into it. I think the metaverse will be fine down the road. What I fear for Meta is they're investing all this money into the metaverse. It better be such a great metaverse that nobody wants to go into another metaverse, right? So they're going to have to try to move all of their users on Facebook over to this metaverse, which means they're probably going to have to make an account for all of them, transfer them all over there for free, and just be like, hey, welcome to the metaverse. Because their metaverse isn't a blockchain metaverse, so it's much, much different than what we kind of work with in the Web3 crypto space world, right? I'm hoping I'm hoping they understand that a large portion of the millennials and below, we want a metaverse built around the blockchain. We don't necessarily want a metaverse that's controlled by Facebook. You know, think of all the millennials out there who hate Facebook. They're probably going to tell their kids, watch out for Facebook. Meanwhile, their kids are just on TikTok giving out all the data to the Chinese. But you know, each generation, we all have our flaws out there, if you will, right? And thank you guys for subscribing a lot. I appreciate that very, very much so. We're up to 59,604 subscribers. I do appreciate it. And hey, Zia Gaming, where am I from? I'm from a place called Tacoma, Washington, although I live like maybe an hour south of it now, maybe a half an hour south of it now. I live next to 3 Amazon warehouses. They are right next to each other. That is insane. That must be a lot of freaking traffic in the morning. Multiple new vacancies. Gosh, guys, you guys are surprising about how bad Amazon is doing. But I guess what? We just watched Amazon plummet 20%. Kind of reasonable here. I did the International Rice Festival in Riceville in Louisiana last week. That actually sounds pretty good. I could use some good little rice soup. What's the difference between Meta and Roblox? Well, Meta has Facebook, right? But I think that the metaverse is going to be a large portion of it. They want it to be like, what do you call that stuff? Virtual reality, where you're like living in the metaverse. You can see ads in the metaverse. You can walk down the road in the metaverse. I don't think they're going to allow you to buy property in the metaverse, in Zuck's metaverse. I don't think so. And I don't think I would want to buy property in his metaverse. Yeah, maybe unless they gave it to me for free. Then that might be something else. But yeah, so that's where I look at it. But when it comes to the blockchain metaverses out there, they're all struggling too. But I'm hoping one of them will really take the mantle and lead the crypto blockchain metaverse. And then the metaverse for Facebook, it has promise, but they really need to figure out who their target audience is, because it's not the crypto crowd. And it's just like the average Facebook user, I have to assume. I mean, that's what it is, but it's more confusing, right? Hey, Bridie's metaverse is stupid. I think a lot of Facebook shareholders and Meta shareholders are thinking the same thing right now. And hey, Joker, I'll say this. Half of the schools and businesses in my area all operate on Facebook. Need to know if school is closed, have to go to Facebook. It's almost herding people into using it. Oh, I didn't know that. Back when I was a kid, we like had to look at the bottom of the news station when school was closed. You're just waiting for your school to pass up. And I went to private schools, so the private schools were like after the public schools sometimes, if they weren't like both all on the same list. As far as the metaverse, I think it'll play out for Mark Zuckerberg. I think it'll be fine for Facebook. The thing is, there's a few different problems with it. Like, how are they going to get the technology to go out in the metaverse? Like, nowadays, I see a lot of people with consoles, a lot of people with computers, but, you know, I don't think you're going to be able to go into the metaverse with like a PS5 or a Xbox or a Switch or anything like that. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have to have a nice computer that can keep, use its power to kind of keep you in the metaverse, whereas the blockchain, that'll be servers powering everything a little bit more efficiently. The efficiency is what I'm concerned about. But yeah, I think long term, it's worth buying Meta if you guys are going to be willing to hold it like the next 10, 15 years, something like that. It'll be great. Like my retirement account, I'm going to be buying a lot of Meta, close to 20,000 bucks worth, especially since it's going to be so cheap. It'll be a really big play on my my retirement account. Not massive, but it's going to be a play there. And I'm hoping it pans out. I really am hoping it pans out. And you know, enough said. Let's see how that works out. But yeah. And Bideford makes a good point. Meta is not growing because the ad revenue has dropped off a ton. That's the same thing when you guys think about YouTube and Google. Google has dropped off a lot because ad revenue has been going down. Now, you guys have been seeing ads. I know that on my channel, all of other channels, you still see them. But the way the ads work on YouTube, as you guys, I've explained a few times, is, you know, let me see if I can find a little bit of an indicator here. We can just do this. It's a bidding war. Person 1, person 2, change the color here a little bit, right? And they're looking to get to the same viewer, right? That viewer may be represented by a Bitcoin symbol. They both want to have their ads seen by you. And because you're so important to them, they're going to actually bid up. So the person that pays more money, they get the ad. But if this person is pulled out of the market, this person no longer has to spend as much money. Therefore, they spend less money to get that the ad placed in front of your eyes, right? And therefore, at the end of the day, instead of making $2 signs that to get see the view that would go to YouTube or Google, instead of that happening, they only get one. And that's what's happening with a lot of different platforms out there. That's the problem. And on top of that, for Google, you do, and Facebook, there's a lot more competition. You guys hear that Elon Musk is going to try to bring back Vine and try to find a way to integrate it somehow into Twitter? Well, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, let's go over here. Vine. So just in, Elon Musk instructs Twitter engineers to work on relaunching Vine this year. Twitter engineers, right, actually supported. And he did the poll 21 hours ago. Bring back Vine, yes or no? 70% say yes. The people that said no probably just don't like Elon Musk, and fine, go for it. Vine could never be TikTok. I don't know. It doesn't have to be TikTok though. It doesn't have to be. Remember, guys, Vine is old, but you can only do like 5 to 10 second videos, something like that, way back in the day. Much different. TikTok does 30 second, 60 second, 15 second, 3-minute videos now. YouTube goes 5 seconds to hours and hours and hours. Bringing back Vine could really change some stuff up for everybody, and it would be another platform because TikTok is very saturated right now. I mean, it's still saturated, right? People would flock in there to become the next big Vine influencer, just like there's a bunch of TikTok influencers, right? Like right now, that video that I told you guys about, that I posted a couple days ago when I was in Vegas, it hit 1 million views. Woohoo! I'm millionaire famous, which doesn't mean anything because I don't actually earn money on my TikTok videos. You have to have like 10,000 views or something like that. So I literally made no money off of that video. Sucks, but that's okay. What do you call it? I have a friend, Avi. We talk a lot about jewelry. He's really excited when I pick up my ring tomorrow. This guy, 2 million followers. His videos, hundreds of thousands, millions of views. Like just millions and tons of people watching his content, okay? Lots and lots of people watching his content. I mean like loads. Like these are These are multiple posts per day, so millions of views per a day. It is absolutely insane. What all these content creators can do now, because of like YouTube and TikTok and Reels, everything like that, what they've been able to do is, instead of having to make a video for every platform, they just make one video and they post it on Facebook, Vine, and stuff like that. But during the entry phase where everybody is rushing into Vine and making content, there's an opportunity for new people to become shining stars on Vine, right? If you guys ever wanted to go into social media, I would encourage you guys to go to Vine when it first starts out and pump out as many videos as you can. Make them decent videos. They don't be fantastic, but just make them decent, good, and post as many as you can, and you'll become Vine famous as soon as it launches. But you have to be fast and you have to be aggressive. Not just one Vine a day, not just 2 Vines a day, not just 3. You need to post like 5 to 10 Vines a day and pouring it on, and you guys can become not necessarily like worldwide famous, like, a million people just saw my video. I'm not famous, I tell you that right now. People know me on the streets every now and again, rarely, but a million people watching me, I'm not famous, guys. I hate to tell you, I'm not I'm not famous. During Dogecoin, I guess I was a little bit, but you guys know me. I'm much more conservative as a person. I don't really do much out there. I'm starting to change it now, but it's been a minute. Who would want to buy a pair of virtual Nikes for their avatar to walk around and wear NFT t-shirts? Okay, you say that, but there's a huge sampling from what's that game, everybody? The basketball game. People pay for really stupid stuff. I don't know how to explain it to you. People really do pay for stupid stuff like that. People will pay for an add-on Star Wars shirt for their logo avatar to wear. Okay, I kid you not, people will pay for it to look cool. I think even on Snapchat, people pay for the outfits that they wear as their avatar. So when you see them around the town, you see like, oh, that guy paid $1.99 for a Nike shirt or something like that, right? I think that's what it used to be. I don't know if they still charge for it, but they used to. I think the companies might have made them a little bit cheaper, just because if they're cheaper, that means people see their logo places. That means their logo is now free advertising. That's the way I think they moved towards that way now. But yeah, it's a different world, guys. People can be really weird. People like different stuff. Create an avatar with Ready Player Me. Those guys are integrating with tons of companies. Ooh. Anytime I join a metaverse event, I can sign in and load my avatar on multiple platforms. Ooh, okay, I'll have to try that, Mr. Joker. Ready Player Me. Let me do that right there. Let me save that right there, along with that comment earlier. Herding cattle. Oculus is meta now. Oh, Oculus, that's it. Oculus, I want to get one of their Oculus machines, but they're so expensive. They have one that's like $1,500 and I would pay for it. But the only reason I would want to get an Oculus is so that when I'm streaming, I could be streaming in the metaverse and do some really cool stuff, but also you guys would be able to see what I'm looking at in the metaverse. That way, if I have a chart over here, I have some data that I want you guys to look at, we could look at it all the same way. You guys wouldn't need your Oculuses on to watch it, but you guys could watch it off of your phones and your computers and whatnot. But I don't know if I'm able to do that just yet, and I don't think the technologies there were built within the Oculus to allow me to have charts on one side, data on the other side, and make everything very nice with a proper user interface. I don't think that's there yet, but it could be in a couple of years, maybe a year, maybe a few months. I haven't been following the technology too much in that field, mostly because it's not crypto related. It's a whole different vibe than what we've been looking at as far as other metaverses out there, which I hope can do better as well. Twitter has owned Vine for several years. Oh man, yeah, yeah, he's gonna make something of it then. No ads in 5 years, exactly. That's right here. NA Joker, elaborate on what, or you maybe might not even been talking about it, talking to me about it. And hey, Okie Love, I just came on. Not sure if you already gave your thoughts on EOM Bitcoin candle. Oh, end of month Bitcoin candle. We can talk about it very fast. Let me go over here. I just want to switch over to the Bitcoin candle here. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's go over to the Coinbase version though. That's a longer term. There you go. Oh, I guess we just started a new month here, guys. On the wait, what? Well, as far as the weekly chart's concerned, we're getting rejected from the 20-week moving average. I think we talked about this a while ago. If Jerome Powell comes out on Wednesday, we can blast above that, and Bitcoin can get back up to $24,000, hopefully. Maybe even a little bit above it. I would probably say up to 25,000 maybe. But as far as the end of the month candle, I guess we just ended the month here. Is that just what happened? Or is this a glitch? I just can't tell because there's no timer here. It just says 1 month, 0 days. Go here very fast. Dogecoin. Oh, maybe because of the way the candles work on different days, I guess. Hasn't broken it down into days yet. That's what's going on. As far as what we had last month, well, we didn't hit new monthly lows, which is good. And on top of that, we had new lower highs, excuse me. That doesn't really matter too much for the weekly moving or the monthly moving averages, though. As far as what I'm looking for, as far like this chart, this longer term chart for Bitcoin, it would seem that we might have an opportunity to bounce up to at most $25,000, maybe a little bit higher, but 25,000 seems like, 25,500 seems like a really big resistance level. And then, if things decide to get worse, if we start breaking down below the $18,000 level, $17,660 something, that's where we start falling down to $14,000, $13,000. It doesn't look like we're there yet because we did find a little bit of support over the last 2 months, not just the last month. And we're looking to bounce here back above the 50-month moving average. And more importantly here, if you go over to the weekly chart, trying to at least get back into contact with that 200 weekly moving average here and waiting to see what happens to the 50. I don't know if we're going to be, if we do make it above the 200, if we're going to be above it long enough to where we can have a, there you go. If we can stay above the 200 weekly moving average long enough for the 20-week moving average to actually have a golden cross and try to have some formal type of reversal. I think what's going on from a technical standpoint right now is we're just generally having a nice little breakout, and we're trying to have a pump up at least back up to 23,000, at most 25,000. If we go above that, awesome. I'll be very, very happy, but it's going to be very kind of rough to do that. We're going to need Jerome Powell's help to do that, let's say. But I mean, it's a good indicator of what could happen down the road here. On the more bearish side, I guess you would say, we could just end up going back into that consolidation pattern where we're just going back to being sideways. And by sideways, if we just go to the daily chart, you just zoom out a little bit. Let me hide this. A whole bunch of up and down, but at the end of the day, we're just kind of going sideways here. And then, if we do break down, again, that's when we start going back down to those levels of support from way over here around, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000, maybe even as high as 16,000 might be a good place to fall. But yeah, so give it some time. But yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired, I would say. Mostly because we have to factor in all the really shitty stuff about the economy going on. My son pays $10 for a skin on Fortnite. Exactly, Can. Exactly. And hey, Island Time. I have 3 kids that play Fortnite. I literally have thousands of dollars in the skins. See, exactly. People pay for this stuff, and you know what? So be it. The thing about it is, whenever you talk about one of these metaverses, guys, this is what you guys have to understand. Let me go back over here very fast. There you go. Whenever we talk about these metaverses, you guys have to understand that there has to be a feeling of community. So when it comes to Fortnite, people will play with their friends. They have their skins, they have their teams. They'll go out on the map and they'll have fun, and they'll have their headsets on and playing with each other. Or if they're not playing with other people, they still feel really engaged with the content. How is Mark Zuckerberg gonna make this metaverse very entertaining, very engaging, to the point where people will actively want to be on here for extended periods of time? The extended periods of time is where things get a little bit more tricky, right? Like, yeah, it's just that's going to be the crux of it. How do you keep people engaged? With Fortnite, people can play for hours. I have Cyberpunk. I've been playing that game for hours every day. Well, not hours, but like an hour every day, just to have some fun with it. I don't know how I'm gonna stay in the metaverse for an hour after the first few weeks of me being like, oh wow, this is cool. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. After that, is there a way for me to feel very excited about the metaverse? I don't know. That's the big challenge here. You guys go out and do stuff in your day-to-day lives, like in real life. You guys go out to the city, you guys go out to the suburbs, you guys go out to the country, whatever. You guys leave your home and you go out to do something fun, but you eventually just come back home, and then maybe you don't go out and do something again for a little bit of time. But you can kind of justify it because it's the real world. Like, I'll go see a movie once every month. That's what you guys might think, or something like that. When it comes to the metaverse, how often do you really want to be staying in there? And at the end of the day, what laws will be put in place by governments around the world when it comes to the metaverse and children? There's just a whole other black box there about how much could kids spend in the metaverse, how much do parents want to spend in the metaverse. Do you want to have a video call with your grandmother, or do you want to try to have a video or a metaverse experience with your grandmother where you both meet up in the metaverse and have to hope that the grandmother or the grandfather or the uncle, whoever, can understand how to actively go into the metaverse? And do they have a VR headset? I don't think so. Right? A whole bunch of really strange stuff is going to be happening over there. Oh, man. Let's see. What's right here? Uninvited for tonight starts the new day month. Well, that's what I thought too, but I think just because on the daily candles it already started. I think that's how it works, because yeah, we've already started a new day, and this day technically, I guess for us, is Tuesday, November 1st. That's why, yeah. So this, let me find something I haven't touched yet. No, this dollar index, there we go. See, it's already November 1st on the dollar charts and the crypto charts. That's what was messing with my mind a little bit here. And guys, even the dollar index, it's a 15-minute chart. We're still in this upward trend. We really need to get out of this trend. Look at that. Going up, 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 up. We need to break this cycle here and come back down and not keep on going up. If we can keep on going up tomorrow, you're going to see the overall markets continue to take a hit, and you might see Bitcoin start to come back down to around 20,000 bucks or so. And let's go back to the 5. There we go. Okay. Oculus is really cool. I have 2 of them. I bought my sister one for her birthday a few years ago, and I know she loves it. I've tried it a few times. It kind of messes with my head, but I do like it. I want to see this new $1,500 one. I want to see if I can find a way to get it without having to pay 1,500 bucks for it. Cost money to flex on the OPS. That's true. Oh man. And I see Dogecoin Volcano still active. Dogecoin itself is still in a good position. I don't know about Dogecoin Volcano. I haven't heard of that coin, or if that is a coin. But yeah, Dogecoin itself is still in a very good spot right now. It's still above 12 cents. It's almost to 13 cents right now. Let's see. Anyway, artists, hope your wife gets better and hope the surgery goes well. When you're watching the VR, try to see what else you can do with it. I mean, most people just tend to use it for very simple things, right? But see if you can, there's a whole bunch of different applications I guess you can get for Oculuses nowadays. I'd have to buy one and start buying a whole bunch of applications to see what actually works and what doesn't work. I just paid for my Ring doorbell to record all the kids coming to the door for Halloween, so my wife can see them because she's stuck in bed. Oh, that's nice. What do you call? My lights are off right now. I'm not even doing Halloween this year. I'm dealing with well, 2 things. First of all, I gotta go do grocery shopping, and second of all, my sister's tire is flat at school, and so my grandfather's gonna go over and help her. And if he can't get it fixed up, I'm gonna go out there and fix it. But I haven't gotten a message saying they weren't able to do it. But I made sure to drive out there earlier and or to my grandfather, and I gave him my portable air pumper thingamajigger. So I might have to go help out my sister a little bit more today. But we normally don't have many trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood. They kind of come like, we do, but they're not like, I don't know if you guys can see behind me, or you guys can't. It's dark outside. people nowadays they don't trick or treat at late at night like they used to. Back when I was a kid, people would stay up till midnight getting candy, and I'd be one of those people up at midnight walking around with my mom or just walking around with friends getting candy. Nowadays, it seems like everybody will go get candy between like 5 and 8 o'clock, and at like maybe 9, everybody's already in bed, ready for the next day. I don't know how that worked out the way it was, but it definitely has changed up here a little bit. And hey, Rigo, thank you very much for subscribing, my man, and thank you, Son, as well. I really do appreciate you guys. And Hannah King and Cody, if I can push this down a little bit, make sure I say thank you to all of you guys. And Cody, yeah, thanks guys for subscribing. I really do appreciate it here. Making our move up slow to 60,000. So here, there we go. Anything else? I'm trying to double check here, guys. We're still slowing down. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night for the stream. It's been a good an hour and a half with you guys. I'm gonna go get some grocery shopping done right now, then go check on my sister very fast and make sure she's has an easy way to get home. If my grandfather has to drive her home, I might have to get a tow truck for her tonight, for the car. Tomorrow I will be live later at night, like I told you. I may do more of a midday stream than a very late night stream, so you guys know what's going on. And Wednesday, I will be streaming during the middle of the day for the CPI data. I will not be streaming at night. I will be streaming at night for members only because I owe them a stream that I didn't do yesterday because my sister's car was also having issues, like I said, and I have to fix it up, okay? So that's kind of what we're doing later on this week. But yeah, keep watch, guys, especially if you guys' notifications aren't working too well. I'll be streaming tomorrow night late, tomorrow maybe during the midday for you guys, and then Wednesday midday so we can all see what Jerome Powell has to say, and we can all see if the markets are going to be going up, down, all around without having to, see if we're going to be dropping like a rock or pumping up like an asteroid or a rocket ship, I guess you would say. And see you guys. Appreciate it very, very much. Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your